What's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number? I asked you a question. Hey guys, I thought I'd talk to you for a minute or two here now that the sun's out of my face. I'm heading west. Head west, young man. It's Friday, so there's no editorial this morning. I apologize for that. But it's Friday, so I slept in. Can I say it again? It's Friday! So I slept in. I didn't get up as early, so there's no editorial. But, you guys ready for the weekend? I might do some wifey time, so there might be less cop watching this weekend, if any at all. I don't know if I'll slip any in, but I know I might have to get a couple hours in here and there because at least on tonight, maybe, or tomorrow. Because, you know, you got to do it. I just wanted to encourage you all to get out there and film. We need police oversight. And that law enforcement oversight has to come from the community. It can't come from within. Because internal investigations, really, they don't work. They end up in justifications. Because if you look at it, if a police department does an internal investigation and they find themselves at fault, or they find that the officer was at fault, then they could be liable for civil damages or punitive damages to whoever the victim was, whoever they're investigating the cop over. I'm gonna go straight. This motherfucker's going too slow, man. So, a lot of times that's why they'll justify the officer's actions. Well, we find that the officer's actions were within policy or whatever, because they don't want to be liable for damages. You know, have a person, so the cop did commit a crime or did violate policy. Then they come back and file a civil lawsuit. Now the city and the police department are paying. So a lot of times that's why internal investigations turn into internal justifications. That's why a lot of times. So you need an oversight committee that has to be outside of the realm of that department. Now I got the sun in my freaking car again. But also, if you use another law enforcement agency like the sheriff's department, they work with the police department. The sheriff's department. They work a lot of times in conjunction with each other. Coordinated efforts, they call it. They call it a coordinated effort. Whoa, you can't turn there, dipshit. So, you get then a department that works with this other department investigating them. Hey, buddy, we're going to be looking at your department. The sun's going to be in my face here in a sec. So then what? You end up with another justification. Looks like I have a beard. I have a soul patch. I do have a soul patch. So you end up with another justification. So that's why we need an oversight. And the oversight has to be you and I with our recording device out there recording law enforcement, seeing what they do. Now, there are police officers that are going to be upset. Well, I go to work and I have cameras on me. Well, then tell your buddy to stop violating use of force policy and violating people's civil rights, stopping people who are walking down the street because, well, that person looks like they might have drugs. I'm going to go check them out. That's not your job to say that person looks like. Either they do or they don't. You have probable cause or you don't. And probable cause or reasonable suspicion isn't, I think, I have a hunch. That's not reasonable suspicion. It's not probable cause. That's you fishing, hoping that they have something that you can arrest them on. And when they don't, you just say, oh, you know what, well, have a good day. Bye, you have a nice day. Try not to break any laws. Yeah, you try not to violate anybody's civil rights. But to the police officers that are really out there trying to make a difference, that's why we're recording you while you're at work, because your buddy's an asshole. Your coworker isn't doing the right thing. It's gonna fall here. The camera's gonna fall. Here it goes. Oh, I kept it up. I kept it up. Wow, that was... Man, this visor's up and down. So, that's why. But, you know, people may say, you have these snowflakes that say, well, why don't you go record the good cops and put the good interactions up? I do. Look, if a law enforcement officer comes up and says, hey, how's it going, man? And shakes my hand and says, what's up? I'm putting that on YouTube too. To show people they're out there. I know people say there's no good cops, because if there were, there would be no bad cops. No, there's good cops. There are. I'm going to say that. Because if you put yourself in their position, and I read a book once, who was it by? A former LAPD cop that writes books. I forgot his name. He's really famous, really popular guy. But he wrote books in the 70s and 80s about the LAPD. Stories and stuff that of his memoirs of working with the LAPD. He's really famous. But anyway, I read one of his books, and he was talking once about how if you're a snitch or you were, I don't know if it's the same today. Today it's, you know, it's not the late 70s or 80s anymore in LAPD. But he was saying that if you were a snitch, you know the old term, snitches get stitches. He said, and if you snitched on a fellow cop, then if you got a call like maybe gang violence downtown Compton and they're shooting at each other, he said other cops would go, don't respond, that's Larry. Larry's the snitch. Oh, the snitch. Oh, yeah, fuck him. And then they would leave you out there to get shot because they didn't care. You were the snitch. So he said that's how it was. So you have to put yourself in that position when you say, well, there's no good cops. If there were, there would be no bad cops. Put yourself in that good cop's position. If you're a snitch, you're putting your life on the line at that point. Well, they should. Really? I mean, come on. You got a family. They know where you live. We're talking literally about corrupt cops. Cops that'll do anything to keep from going down. Cops that have, nationally, I've done editorials on police who have killed their spouses. Police who have framed people. Police who sell and transport drugs. These aren't good cops. So when you do have a good cop, is he really going to put his life and his family in that situation to be a snitch? No, he's going to try to make a difference in his own little world. He's going to try to let the community know, look, not all of us are bad. I'm good. I'm out here trying to make a difference. At least give him props, man. Stop saying there's no good cops. You know, I'm sorry that you hate life so much that you got to say there's no good cops. There are good cops. And some of them really like what we're doing. You know why? Because it gets the bad cops on social media and gets rid of them. So the moral of this video is grab your cameras and your recording devices, your smartphones this weekend, people. When you see cherries and berries, film them. I'm going to draw a lot of criticism from this, but I will tell you this. If you're a law enforcement officer in this area that doesn't follow policy, that likes to make your own rules and do your own thing, because you know what? I'm a cop, I got a badge, you do what I tell you or you go to jail. That's it. You're going to get caught. You're going to end up on social media. I'm going to get you. I'm going to record you, put you on social media. And eventually, the right person's going to see it and he's going to go, you know what? We're going to do something about you. I've still been looking to see if that police sergeant that I filmed him 3 or 4 times, I think 3, maybe 4 times, in a certain, San Bernardino Police Department. But there's a sergeant out there, and I filmed him a few times on the weekends. I haven't seen him out there for a while. And so I'm wondering, did my videos make a difference? I don't know. Just thinking. Let me know what you guys think too. There's now you